streaming.
Yeah.
Well, a very good evening, everybody, and I'm not sure why Patricia and David are here because it's so lovely outside. We should be walking around the block. ZMH 286, this is a Gulf Harbour radio, and it was an absolutely rip snorter of a day here. Pretty calm in the morning, so not a lot of wind nearby, but I'm sure people have been enjoying it. I know you're all interested in the front and low and all that sort of stuff, but let's get on to the boats first. I've got quite a few reports here. Let's start with Minerva, the report from Pogean. They've actually got 7 boats there, so they're the reporting boat now. Good evening to Rich and Michelle. At 4:15 there was about 15 knots from the east-southeast, 110 actually, just south of east, and 2 metre easterly swell. 30% cloud cover, 1018. So I bet the boats that are there are pretty much enjoying it. And when I say 2 metre easterly swell, I mean outside the reef. And we have Whitehawk have just popped in. Boy, they are quick off the mark here. Good evening to John and Lynette. They are at this was 5 o'clock position. 2 degrees 45 south, 17047 east on their way north to Marjorie. 020 true course, speed over ground 6 to 7 knots. Wow, that's pretty good to weather. Wind 10 to 12 northeast, and this is Tuesday. I'm just going back 10 to 12. Oh, David said 13 to 18. You're just a little bit heavy on it there, but that was a few days ago. We'll give him a break. Seas 1 metre northeast, 10% cloud cover, and the bar is 1009. So good on the fuel, so they're not going to stop at Taroa. Hopefully they will keep that nice breeze. So they changed course to direct to Marjorie this morning. Good show. Okay, who else have we got here? Big Fish on their way to us. Marion and Richard at 4:20. We're at 2933 south, 17740 east, 8 knots. God, all these catamarans, they go so fast, don't they? 199 true course, 12 knots from the east-southeast and light seas. Clouds to the west and ahead, but clear overhead, and they are enjoying the cooler weather. So there you go. Sounds pretty good. Oh, and I forgot to tell Belina, actually, when I call them in, that Pogean have moved to the north end of the lagoon there, to the swimming pools where I think they went with you guys. Okay, Rubicon, this is their noon position, going nicely too. No memories, I'm sure, of the rough start. 3002 south, 17740 east. They are across the date line. I think that was yesterday. 5.7 boat speed on a course of 204 true. A lovely 10 to 14 knots from the east, 1 to 1.5 metre easterly swell. 40% cloud cover, and they had a beautiful night last night. Evidently it was clear with moon and stars and probably all sorts of man-made things moving across the sky. And they will be in late Friday, but they'll be listening to the what's happening with that low. Shandon has just sent in a text, so clearly he's very close. 3 degrees 20 south, 175 degrees 23 east, course 210 true, 6.8 motoring. Only 9 knots from the north, which is actually a bit more than we've got here, so not too bad. 4% cloud cover, 1 metre northeast swell, 130 to go, so looking at arriving tomorrow in Opua. Good daylight time of 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so well done to David. Okay, we have Freya next. Freya, Gulf Harbour.
Good evening, Patricia and David. This is Freya. How copy?
Oh, pretty strong copy tonight, Susan, so you must be getting closer too. Go ahead.
Yes, we are getting closer. 285 to go to Opua. Our position is 3025 south, 17346 east, on a course of 176 true, speed of 6 knots. Wind at 076 true at 9 knots. Really lovely, gentle rolling seas, maybe a half meter, and sunny skies with only about 10% cloud cover. And the bar is 1027. Another fantastic day of sailing. We thought the wind would die, but it's hung in there all day, and we're still at positive current as well.
Yeah, sounds really, really nice. And I've just put you down as first light, so I'm just swapping the positions here. Freya with Don and Julie on board, only 285 to go. 3025 south, 17346 east, 176 true course, 6 knots, and the wind is just south of east at 9076 actually, just north of east, correction. Half a metre swell and only 10% cloud cover, 1027. Yeah, boy, it's nice to end the passage like that. I hope I haven't quite caught up with David with the weather. I've been busy today, so hopefully the last 285 miles is as good. Thanks, Julie. Thanks, Susan. Over.
Yes, thank you. All is well on board.
Okay, got that. Yes, I'm a bit flustered because I couldn't get the amplifier working until a few minutes ago, so all is well. Let's go to first light, seeing as I've swapped you around. First light, Gulf Harbour Radio. Yeah, I've got good copy on you too. Actually, conditions have improved significantly from a couple of days ago. Go ahead, over.
Okay, we've got some champagne stems going right now. We're currently at 2925 south, 17547 east. Speed of the ground is 5.8 knots. Course of the ground is 190. Wind is about 15 knots from the east. Swell is currently about half a meter also from the east. We've got 25% cover. And the barometric pressure is 1021. And we've had to redirect our destination. We've planned to come to close, but we know that.
What?
Oh.
Get into land before the sunset. Otherwise, all is well.
Yeah, for some reason you cut out completely after the 1021. I know you have. You were going to Marsden Cove. Did what I missed tell me that you were going to go into Opua? Over.
We'll do that with the engine into the front arrive.
Something's wrong, brother.
Yeah, there's something strange going on with your signal, so we'll just check with David shortly with the frontal system, and that will explain what you're going to be up to. But first light. Don and Julie are at 2925 south, 17547 east, 5.8 on a course of 190 true, with 15 knots from the east, half a metre east swell, 25% cloud cover, 1021. Gosh, boy, we're envious of these lovely conditions out there, so that's all going well. And could you just try again, because there was something wrong with your signal with the last comment. Over.
Yes. I'll copy.
No, there's definitely something has gone wrong. There's a disconnect there somewhere. When you're on, you're quite strong, but it's mostly off. Okay, we'll leave Don to sort that one out and go to, I think I gave Rubicon and I've given Whitehawk. So let's go to Mackay Gulf Harbour.
Gulf Harbour, Freya.
Yeah, just stand by, Barry. I've got Freya back again. Go ahead, Freya.
Patricia, what First Light was saying was that they have lost use of their engine, so they are trying to sail fast to get into Opua before the front instead of going to Marsden, but they have lost use of their engine. Over.
Ah, thank you very much for that. Yes, I was only getting past of that, so no engine on First Light, so thank you for that. I'm just making a note here. All right, if they could let me know if I need to sort anything out when they get close to docking somewhere. All right, let's go to Mackay Gulf Harbour. Yeah, good copy, Barry. Go ahead.
My position is 1635 south, 17910 west. Currently on a course of 222 degrees true. Speed over ground, we're doing 6 knots. Wind is east at 20 knots with rain and squall. We had an interesting one this morning. Saw 45 knots for about 15 minutes. So they got some medium. Sea is east at 2.5 meters and choppy, so it's pretty chopped up. Sky 100%. I've got a bar of 1015, and all is well on board. Over.
Well, I'm glad all is well on board. That's not very pleasant, is it? Getting a squall with 45 knots. 1635 south, 17910 west, 222 true course to Savu Savu, 6 knots, east 20. So I guess it's in a good direction. Rain and squalls around, and this morning a very unpleasant squall. Easterly 2.5 metre choppy mucky sea and 100% cloud cover with a bar of 1015, but despite all that, all well on board. Thank you, Barry. Over. Yeah, Susan came back and said that they have no engine, so it will definitely be a battery problem. So First Light, just to repeat, if there is anything we can do to give you some support at the other end when you get closer, try and let us know. Otherwise I'll just alert people to the fact that you have no working engine. Okay, let's go to Bellina.
Yeah, Gulf Harbour Radio, this is Bellina. How do you copy?
Yeah, lovely copy, Benno. Hi to Marlene. Go ahead.
Yeah, we are still on the way, and our position is 3009 south, 17619 east, course over ground 200, speed over ground 8 knots. The wind is east 10 knots. The swell is less than 1.5 meters, cloud cover 40%, and 1023 on the bar, and all well on board. Over.
Oh, good show, and you're pretty close to Rubicon there. So Bellina is at 3009 south and 17619 east on a course of 200 true, 8 knots. Easterly 10, and the swell is less than 1.5 meters, 40% cloud cover, 1023, and all well on board. It sounds like good sailing for you guys too. Over.
Yeah, Roger, very good sailing after last night, where we were caught in a large area of rain for 10 hours, and so there we did not make much progress last night, but then I think after 2 o'clock, from 1 minute to the other, the wind changed again, and we had perfect conditions since then, and all is really perfect at the moment. Over.
Yeah, it's an amazing system, that one. David has shown me the satellite picture. It's like as if someone has just drawn a line straight down. It's the sharpest edge back edge of a front I think I've ever seen. So I can imagine 1 minute it was on you and the next minute it wasn't. It's just amazing, and it's still like that, but to the east of you. So you'll be pleased to see the end of that one. Okay, we'll talk to you again tomorrow, Benno, and if you could just stand by, you might be able to help me with Kuaka. Kuaka, Gulf Harbour. I think I can get you tonight, Ben. Go ahead. Okay, I just need your wind speed and direction again. Over. Okay, thank you. I have Kuaka 11 degrees 31 south, 17711 west on a course of 332. I think that's correct, but it may not be. 4.5 knots with northerly 10 knots, 10% cloud cover, and 1009. Any corrections? Oh, that's amazing, because it was quite light. Thank you for the good, solid, slowish speed on that one to make it out. Okay, and hi to Sophie, and I'm assuming all is well with those nice, pleasant conditions. Okay, Narida, Gulf Harbour. Nothing heard. She's been very, very light. Tatus, Gulf Harbour. Okay, we'll try again afterwards, and I will hand the microphone to the weatherman. Here he is. Actually, he was hands-free.
All right. Good evening on this sunny and hot Tuesday. Well, listen, I'm looking at the Himawari 9 IR satellite. Imagery was about 4 p.m., a little bit later than that. The main frontal band, as Patricia had said, has an incredibly sharp edge. Now it runs from Sola in Vanuatu, it arcs to the northern Lao, then it continues down the eastern Lao, and then over Nuku'alofa, and then down to a depression which shows up as a very distinct comma shape, and that's at 30 south, 30 south, and 172 west. This is the edge of the band now. So east of this incredibly sharp edge is cloud, and I mean lots of cloud, very high cloud, cold cloud, thunderstorms, squalls, you name it. And it goes out. I didn't bother to look how far north or east it extended, but very, very broad. And well, Barry was in it, so he knows all about it. So, in addition, there is a band of cloud that splits off from this main trough, roughly at the central Lao, and then it runs over northern Viti Levu, and then on to central Vanuatu. Now this one is quite weak, with quite a few breaks in it. So yeah, very, very distinct on the satellite image. Boy, beautiful image today, some of the best I've seen. Minerva seems clear, sort of a hazy cloud. I'm not sure what Kojian said about the cloud cover, but it's not just hazy from what I could determine on imagery. But there is low to middle layer cloud in between Minerva and Tongatapu. So if you're making the break between the two, that's what it looks like at the moment. All right, our high is at 32 south and 170 west. I'll say it again, 32 south and 170 west. Central pressure 1029er millibar. So pretty strong. Now, the depression, it's developing east of Sydney, and at the moment it has a weak warm front that runs all the way up to North Cape here in New Zealand. And then an occluded front keeps on going east at that point in time. And we'll get back to this in a minute. Right now we'll look at Fiji, and they have a strong wind warning for all waters. Southeast winds 20 to 25 knots to 6 p.m. tomorrow. And for Thursday, expect southeast to 20, rising to 25 at times. Expect rough seas. So you just may need a strong stomach for departure if you're going to be doing that in the next day or so. Now, Tonga also has issued a strong wind warning for all Tongan waters, east to southeast, 15 to 20, but rising 25 to 30 at times. For Minerva tomorrow, Wednesday, looks like easterlies 10 to 20 knots and seas 2 to 2 meters. Seas becoming 2 meters. How's that? Okay, now this is what on the route boats want to know. For arrival New Zealand, be advised that by Thursday, the Oz depression, the one that I was talking about a minute ago, will be centered near 4-1 south and 1-6-6 east. So it's moved fairly fast, and it's wound up pretty well. Central pressure 9er millibar. Now, the cold front, this is what you all are thinking about. It will be over the North Island Friday. So winds will be northerly quadrant, gusting up to 30 knots and probably higher at times. Now by Saturday, the axis of the cold front will have moved east, and the winds off of North Cape will become southerly, 15 to 20, maybe a little bit higher. These winds extend north to 30 south. So just before the front, northerly quadrant, after the front, southerly quadrant. And that's what it looks like at the moment. So we'll keep you updated again tomorrow, and we'll see what has changed. So that is pretty much what it looks like at this point. Anybody with any questions, you can come now. And that's it for me. I'll give it to the chief.
Okay, is there anybody with any questions, comments? No doubt you're all working out when you want to arrive, and I bet you want the same lovely conditions you've got now. Is there anybody with anything? Please call. There was somebody there. Go ahead.
Yes, this is to do with huge pre-level.
No, I think that might be Don, and it's. I think the low battery is causing a problem, and I cannot make out anything from you at all. Freya, you're a bit closer. Can you work out anything, Susan? Freya, go ahead.
This is Freya. I can hear that it's first light, but I can't understand. I'm having the same transmission problem as you.
Okay, yep. No, I'm not sure whether you have a solar panel or wind generator or whatever on first light, but until you've got a bit more oomph, we won't be able to work anything out. So we'll try again tomorrow when you are a bit closer, but at this stage we can't do much at all. Being a bit closer, we'll know what your ETA is going to be, and also whether you need any assistance when you get here. So
Probably
we'll
going to be Friday.
Friday, yes.
Yeah, not good.
That's
when the front
not very good, because that's when the front arrives. So let's hold off until tomorrow, and then we'll know a little bit more. Is there anybody else for Gulf Harbour?
Freya?
Yeah, go ahead, Susan.
Patricia, do you have First Light email address or WhatsApp number? Over.
Yeah, just stand by. I shall go to my system here. First Light. No, unfortunately I do not. I don't have, I managed to get their MMSI number last night, but I do not have their email address. And I'm just wondering, is there anybody that has the email address for First Light? Please come now. No, nothing heard, because we picked them up sort of en route, so no, can't help with that one.
I'll make a comment.
Anyway, David has got a comment here.
Yeah, kind of for First Light, calculating your ETA, it looks like, unfortunately, you'll be getting there on Friday when the frontal band arrives. I would say that the worst part of it is going to be about noon on Friday, from what I'm picking up on the various models. I'm trying to average it out. So up until noon, you'll have northerlies that'll whip you in to the Bay of Islands quite smartly. The majority of the wind is going to be afternoon, from what I could see here. So that seems to be what's happening. So if you can get as much speed out of the boat between now and then, you're almost at 30, and it's about 2.5 days from 30 to North Cape or Bay of Islands, probably. Depends on your speed, of course, but at 6 knots, and you were doing First Light, you were doing
almost 6.
6, yeah, 5.8, roughly 6. So get whatever you can get out of the boat. Now, for anybody, we've been doing this for so many years, and we've made this passage a dozen times ourselves. You got two choices. One is just to wait it out, because it's the effect of it doesn't extend very far north. So, in other words, if you decided to sit at 30 south and read a book till it goes by, that's one option. But the problem with that option is you are going to have southerly winds after that. But that just means tacking, but at least you're not going to have the high winds and the squalls that would be in the frontal band itself. So those are some ideas, and we'll again tomorrow at this time look at the same data, not the same data, new data, and let you know what's going on. And it doesn't sound like you're getting out to anybody, but hopefully you can hear us. So yeah, that's it for me. Here's the chief.
Okay, thank you for that. And I'm just looking at the AIS to look at where Whitehawk is, because they've got no boats around them. Oh, here he is. There is in fact a boat, and believe it or not, it is a Chinese fishing boat that's just north of them. And then there's a gaggle of Chinese fishing boats, but certainly nothing large. And I did actually report the fishing boat that was seen last night with no AIS, but I haven't heard anything back. All right, folks, this is Gulf Harbour Radio. Is there anybody else with anything? Yeah, stand by first light. I'll just pick up Narida. I'm not sure that I can copy you, Jan, but go ahead slowly. Over. Don't.
154.6 minutes on a course of 2232 at 5.5 knots. Wind is from the northwest at 3 knots. We're motoring 12 knots.
Actually, I got all of that except the cloud cover. You came up quite well, and you will be in tomorrow, I guess. 130 miles to go to Bundaberg. 2310 south, 15406 east, on a course of 223 true at 5.5 knots motoring, northwest 3, easterly 1.5 meters swell and 1015, and you are pretty close to Falado, and their autopilot is working again now. So you and Falado, I thought it was a little bit further than that they had to go, but they may catch up with you, but not with the wind down at that speed. They had about 9 knots of wind, so a little bit more than you. But sounds good, and have a good landfall and an interesting time in Bundaberg, Jan. Over.
Back to first light.
Okay, it's been interesting having two lady single-handers. We actually got to talk to Suzanne down near the Snares Islands earlier on this morning, and much worse conditions, of course, than you have got. Yep, have a good arrival, Jan, and I'll just go back clear with you and go back to first light. Try again, Don. Cheers, Jan. Don, first light. Go ahead.
Info.
Yeah, go ahead, info.
Yeah, this is Selena again. First light can try to transmit maybe with less transmit power, with 50 watts or less. Over.
Good idea.
Yeah, first light, in case you didn't copy Belina, great idea. Go down to low power, on your radio, because he will likely pick you up, and you won't be trying to drag so much from the batteries. Go to low power, say 50 watts, and try again, Don. Over. No, I couldn't make anything of that, and I suspect no one else could, although they'll come back if they can. Alright, we'll leave you to work on things, and we'll try again tomorrow, but do use lower power if you can't get that engine going, that's for sure, and see whether somebody around you can pick you up. This is Gulf Harbour Radio. Back to you, Benno. Any other ideas?
Yeah, this is Selena back. No, but just to try with slower as possible, and that might help maybe. So, yeah, so that was just an idea. Over.
Yeah, it's a good idea. We'll do one more try. Don, go to the lowest power you've got. If it's an ICOM, I think that would be 25 watts. Can't remember. But put it onto lowest power that you've got and just try one chord. No luck. So we'll try again tomorrow. See what happens with what you can achieve. Has David got anything?
No, but Benno may have heard that.
No. So we'll try again tomorrow, because if you keep that speed up, there are boats around you, Benno for one, and we'll try and pick up something tomorrow. Okay. Just fingers crossed that you can get something working there. This is Gulf Harbour Radio. Thanks everybody. We'll be back again tomorrow, same time, same place, and if anybody wants the frequency, it's all yours.
Morning, sir. Morning, sir. Morning, sir. Shandon.
You know, the Benno and him are only.
Shandon, morning, sir. Do you copy? Yeah, 5 and 9. Brilliant. Where are you, Eva? I seem to have brought some sort of flu down with me, so I haven't been feeling particularly well, and we're taking the opportunity to sit here for a little bit, frankly. Over. Oh yeah, sorry to hear about that. It sounds as though you could have had a bumpy night with costing 30 knots of us. You know, we're just so happy to be inside rather than outside that